Hey guys, welcome back to another restoremysneakers.com video. In this episode, we're going to introduce a new segment called Sneaker Hunting on eBay. Now, to prevent any confusion, we're still going to do restorations, informationals, and on occasion, sneaker review videos. Now, the reason why we're starting a new segment is because we get a lot of questions and comments on where do I find my sneakers and how do I get them for those prices. And I'll usually tell them that I get my sneakers on eBay. Now, the thing about eBay, it's a great place to find deals and on occasion steals. And the two things that I put into account is having patience and at times being lucky. So in a nutshell, the purpose of this segment is to help you find better deals on eBay. But the goal is for you to become a more confident and well-informed buyer on eBay. Now, let me give you an example. So let's say that you're on eBay and you're searching and you find a shoe that you're searching for in your size for a great price. Now, do you buy it or do you not buy it? Now, the key factor here is time. Do you have time to search online and do research? Do you have time to call up a friend or someone that's knowledgeable in it to verify if the shoes are legit? Or do you even have time to post this on a forum and have them check it for you? And by that time, the shoes may be gone, and then you definitely missed out on an opportunity. As for me, I've been into sneakers for a long time, so I know my sneakers, I know my colorways, and I know what I'm looking for. You might not be there yet, but one of the goals is to get you there. So what I'm gonna do now is search for a shoe. In this case, I'm gonna search for the Air Jordan 8 Aqua. I'm going to analyze and critique the listings that I find and point out the things that I look for. So what I'm going to type in the search bar is Jordan Aqua. Then what you want to do is on the left side, click down men's shoes, or if you have smaller feet, click on kid size or whatever. And I wear a 10.5 in Air Jordan 8, so I'm going to narrow it down by size. Now, the first listing that I see, has a buy it now of $2.99, and the starting price is at $2.69 with free shipping. Now, that's pretty expensive for these shoes. Seller only has 2 pictures on the intro thing, but the seller does provide tag photos. So when you're buying shoes, you want to make sure that the seller provides a tag, a little card that has their username. That way you know it's not a stock photo. Sometimes they'll actually do a watermark, but preferably you should go for tag pictures such as that type. So it includes a retro card. The shoe is laced up all the way, so I'm pretty sure that they are dead stock. And a notable thing about the Aqua 8s is always in the arch area, pay attention to it because it's known for paint cracking. And if you notice any paint cracking, then most likely the shoe has been worn. And on the soles, there doesn't seem to be any tread wear, which is a good thing. Also, since there's a unique design on the sole right here, this can actually get scratched up by little rocks or pebbles when worn. So always look for that as well. Now there's another listing right here for $150. Shipping is $20. And the seller does provide multiple pictures. And it says pre-owned. So when it says pre-owned, they are used. Now, when you're looking for the Aqua 8s, pay attention to the tag. It should be in the same type of font. If the font looks really off or weird, it's probably going to be fake, and you might want to cross-reference it with other pairs. Now right here you can see noticeable paint cracking on the midsole. Now for the price that the seller has it for, which is a starting price of $150 plus $20 shipping, is it worth it to pay that price and then try to restore it? In my opinion, I wouldn't pay that much to have to restore a sneaker. You know, I would pay that price if the sneaker had no paint cracking on it. Okay, then you want to check the seller's feedback. The seller has 98.5% positive feedback and 70 feedback points. You'll want to check if there has been any negatives in terms of them selling anything. If there has been, then try to do some research as to why they were left a negative. So for instance, it said sold item he didn't have. So it might have been sold for, usually in that case, the shoes or the item might have ended for way below what the seller wanted, and they'll usually tell you that they don't have it anymore to avoid having to ship you out the shoes or that item for that price. Now there's another pair right here for $100, buy it now, $6 shipping, and the seller only has one photo. It says that they're used, still has life in them, message for more pictures. So if the seller only has one photo, you definitely want to email them for more pictures, and if it's possible, have them write their username on a piece of paper or tag it when they provide you the pictures. That way you know they're not just pulling the pictures online from Google or anything like that, or using stock photos. You want to make sure that you look for any paint cracking or any fraying on the straps or any damage to the nubuck. Those are key things to look for when you're buying Aqua 8s. So if you run into the situation where the seller only has one photo, they don't leave any contact information, like usually some sellers will leave their email in the description box so you can email them directly, or otherwise you'll have to click the ask a question button on eBay itself. Now when you ask them a question, you want to, if they only provided one photo, ask them to provide you with more pictures. Usually whenever I've done so, they'll ask for my email so they can email them directly to my email account. Now the other thing you want to do is ask about the condition. As with the Aqua 8s, as I mentioned, paint cracking, paint chipping in the midsole is common. And the other thing about nubuck uppers, they tend to crack and flake after a while, depending on how they're stored or how the shoes were used. Also with the lining, you want to check if there's any tears or any rips in the lining, and also probably any scratches on that plastic piece that's in the heel area, as well as the bottom. Now if the midsole is damaged, like with paint cracking or whatever, is that something that you're able to fix? You know, or do you have to consult someone you know to do it for you? And then that all adds up into how much you're willing to spend on the shoe itself and how much you're willing to have it restored for. Now we're not trying to promote or bash on any sellers. We're just trying to point out things whenever you're searching for shoes on eBay, and that's to make you a little more informed when you're making purchases. So now we're going to give you an opportunity to let us know what shoe you want us to find in our next episode. So in the comments below, post what sneaker you want us to look for, and the one that gets posted the most will be featured in our next Sneaker Hunting on eBay episode. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and be sure to stay tuned for our next episode.